everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm one of the wellness dietitians here at UNF. Today we're going to be making air fryer Brussels sprouts and butternut squash. I love the air fryer. It's so easy to cook with. It is a little inconvenient because you do have to have the countertop space for it, but I love crispy food and this really gives it that texture of crispness without having to turn on an oven and heat up your house. So our first step, we are going to preheat our air fryer, and to do it on this model, we close it, we turn it on, we pump that temperature up to 400 and we turn it on. Okay, now we're gonna get our ingredients ready. So our first ingredient is our Brussels sprouts. I did go ahead and quarter these. So with the Brussels sprout, you're gonna cut off that end and then cut it one way, cut it the other. And if there's any dead leaves or leaves that don't look as great, you can remove those at this point and throw it in your bowl. So that's our Brussels sprouts. Our next is butternut squash. So you can buy a whole butternut squash at the grocery store, but let me tell you a secret, you do not have to do that. You can buy pre-packaged butternut squash that's fresh. This will save you so much time and energy because a butternut squash has a really hard skin on the outside. It's really difficult to chop, so you might as well leave it to the professionals. So we bought this pre-chopped. We're gonna add that to our Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna add our oil. So we need 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our maple syrup. If you don't have 100% maple syrup, you can just use a regular pancake syrup, but maple syrup really takes it up a notch. So I would recommend buying that ingredient. Okay, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. All right, so we've got our olive oil, our maple syrup, and salt and pepper, and we are going to toss this together just to coat it nicely all over. All right, that looks great. Okay, so all air fryers are a little bit different in how much stuff that they can hold inside. So this air fryer is probably going to be able to hold about half of these ingredients. We don't want to put too many in there at one time because then they won't brown evenly. So I'm doing about half of what the recipe called for, and I'm pushing it back in. We're at 400 degrees and we're going to go for 15 minutes. So with an air fryer, you also want to toss the basket about every 5 minutes. This helps to make sure everything stays brown nice and evenly. If for some reason you don't have an air fryer and it's not a kitchen appliance that everyone needs, you can do this recipe in the oven while you roast it. So it's at 425 for the same amount of time, about 15 to 20 minutes. Same concept, you toss all this stuff together, put it on a sheet pan, and give it a toss every few minutes in the oven, and you'll get the same nice browning effect. All right, so the first 5 minutes is done in our air fryer, so I'm going to open this up and give it a nice little shake. Nothing too crazy, and throw it back in. All right, our Brussels sprouts and butternut squash have been in for a total of about 20 minutes. So every 5 minutes we opened it up and shook it. So they are done now. So I'm just gonna open up my air fryer and you can see all this crispy goodness. Yum, so delicious. So I'm going to put it into my serving bowl. With an air fryer, be careful because that tray can fall out of the bottom, frighten you to pieces. Okay, so there is half of the recipe that we made. We are going to add just a little drizzle more of olive oil, a drizzle more of our maple syrup. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. And then for a final touch, we are gonna add some seeds. So we couldn't find pumpkin seeds at the store, so we do have sunflower seeds. Another awesome addition would be the glazed pecans that we used in our autumn salad. So if you're looking for something a little sweeter, you can add these. Today we are gonna add our pumpkin seeds, our sunflower seeds, just a nice little toss there. Bring it all together. This looks delicious. All right, we've mixed all this together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into my serving bowl. Give this a taste. This looks so good. Sweet and crunchy, so delicious.